Can you tell me why they are protesting on Wall Street?
I'd be glad to.
Is it because the banks took big bonuses and dividends, were bailed out and now people are losing their homes and not one banker has been prosecuted?
That is part of it.
What is the entire story?
The banks were bailed out for about $27 trillion, according to Dylan Ratigan of MSNBC, and other reliable sources.
I thought it was only $750 billion.
That was the top money, approved by Congress. The Federal Reserve and the FDIC sent the rest to banks and corporations across the world. The American taxpayer is on the hook.
How much was paid back?
We have no way of knowing.
Why is that?
The Fed won't tell us. They are a private bank.
Okay. But, what about the rest of the story?
The banks across the world continue to steal trillions in bonuses and dividends, and are currently being bailed out in Europe, where they are on the verge of collapse and meltdown.
How do they steal the money?
They use derivatives and credit default swaps.
What is a derivative and credit default swap?
It is a bet.
Is that legal?
Yes.
So why is it stealing?
Because the banks put them on their balance sheets as assets, or real money, knowing they will default. They take bonuses and dividends against these, and that is fraud, misallocation of funds, conspiracy, to name a few. Then, when the swaps actually default, the asset becomes toxic and worthless. The bank is then broke, but the money is gone.
Gee. This sounds terrible.
It gets worse. The banks across the world are intertwined, and have tremendous exposure to sovereign defaults, via swaps. So, if one country defaults, it can spread like a disease to other banks across the world, and you have another credit meltdown.
Will it come to America?
If it happens, of course it will.
Why do they allow this, and not arrest the bankers?
Bankers don't go to jail. They own and run politicians who are just puppets for them.
I am depressed.
So am I. But it goes beyond banks, to corporations bribing politicians directly, using the word lobbying, instead of bribery. The corporations get legislation passed that in some cases, they help write. This legislation allows them to outsource jobs, benefiting from tax loopholes, and offshoring, and generally bringing down wages, and limiting competition. So, the people vote, but are not represented.
It sounds to me like the entire system is corrupt.
Yes, it is.
Why is this allowed?
Because the people are sleeping.
What can be done to fix it?
Maybe the Occupy Wall Street movement is the beginning of that. We shall see.